yebu. Kenda se for the bebe before we. Inda se for the bebe before when you went. Inda the second James later here. Ke imbe muke me homu. Demu joba sere doje demu janaba de do. Keke keke demu joba sere doje demu janaba de do. Keke demu joba sere doje demu janaba de do. Keke
Hi, all in watching me from wherever you are watching on this television. This is Buchanan Community Television, a 1-hour television show brought to you by Jonathan Vian, and I am the host. Today we are going to basically be looking at some historical facts about our country. As you are all aware, Roots and Rhythm is a non-political platform. It's a platform designed to bring you happenings about Bassa, our origin, where we come from, and who we are. So today I'm going to be giving you an overlay to information about where we are as a people of Bassa. So thank you for joining, and please don't forget, share the podcast, inform your friends to join this live podcast. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for making your comments, and your comments will highly be appreciated this afternoon. So wherever you're watching us from, the time in Liberia set at between 5 to 6, and this is your program that come your way on this television talk show every Monday and Friday. Now today we're going to be looking at our development views in Bassa. For past leaders and present leaders, what had been their impact as it relates to development in our community. We all are aware that government comes and go. People pass through government, but government is continuity, meaning the people will come and take the offices, but the platforms remain, and by right, it is incumbent upon those who are successing their past leadership to implement plans for the betterment of our country. But we want to look at a few things. Is it really happening in our contemporary time that we are in now? Do we really feel that government is continuity, or do we see it as government being changed? Today I just want us to look at a few backdrop of things that could benefit us if we have put our development first in our communities. So historically, if you look at Bassa, Bassa is a Commonwealth district that was established before 1822 when the settlers came. And when the settler descended at Shepherd's outline, the next move was at Idana City. And later they came to the Buchanan, establishing this city as a town, as a city. And it dwelled here many years. And those who lived here before will attest to it that the entire boulevard belt coming to the old barrack, the old field community, these were areas coming up to the Preston Street belt here, were areas where you had the Congo shelters, the Congo settlements residing in these areas. And their shelter were quite unique and different. They had this zinc round, right? But then they built a foundation that was so high, and they put planks, and then they build a house on top of it. So they will have the basement, and then they have the house above. All of the Congo units were established like that. And when they came, they brought to us education and the Bible. And the education they brought was to alleviate or to open the eye of their children to make them to be more elite and strong in society. And so they used to go in the interior and adopt the kids, come to live with them, work for them. And some had good intention for the kids, some had bad intention though. But those who had a good intention will try to send the child to school. But basically, you will never have to carry your name. If you were like I am, Jonathan Morris Fayan, I would never carry the Fayan. I was born when, education has like engulfed Liberia, and names, Western names were all into the interior land, so that's how I got my Jonathan. It was named after a doctor who, at the time, gave me my first vaccine. He was the one who named me Jonathan, and I was named after him. Well, my dad did not tell me his full name. He only told me the doctor name was Jonathan. Now, but back then, you will have people like Yakbauro. You will have people like Sonega Zianga. You will have people like Wiega. You will have people like Wayanwo. But if you come to live with these American Liberians, they will never allow you to carry the Zianga. They will never allow you to carry the Walega. They will never allow you to carry the Wiewon. Instead, they will give you a name. From there, ideology, they will either change your name to Charles, they will either change your name to Morris, they will either change your name to any Western name, but they will never give you, they will never allow you to be schooled in their home and carrying your native name. So you find out that those first breed of natives that got educated with different names, like Bacchus Matthew. This is not his original name. Okay, so as Liberia, as Buchanan City grew larger with descendants from America, their children were dwelling here. Some that had a hand, they would have to send their kids abroad, and they are here. They come back and come and teach and come and take over government. But they had a little intention, though their mind was not open to the fact that Liberia will one day grow in population. No, they were not thinking in that direction. So they had the streets, they had the communities so close right around them. They were not thinking about moving outskirts of the city. That is the reason why you see that from Tubman Street, the Preston Street, right, Robert Street, Foley Street, and all of the street, Kilby, and all of the other streets, they are named and they are well laid off here, because here was the settlement. Here is where they settled at the time. So they built a place and they made a place to suit them. Now, let's look at where we are today now. Let's look at New Buchanan. New Buchanan is never laid out. Now, then, what comes to my mind is it that these people were mature enough to deal with public works, that before they have their structure built, they make sure that public works will come and clear the spot? Or is it that their governance period at the time were more unique in allowing the various entities to take responsibilities? Because if you look at I was just in studio a few days with the Liberia Land Authority administrator for Grand Bassa County, and he said that every surveyor that will ever do a layout of a property, they will have to allot alleys, lands, roads, pathways, create pathways for vehicle to commute through the communities. That tells me that even more time, the before time, the Kwane town, the where again that is very cluster, the Goniga town, the Taba community, the Monrovia Junction, the Dark Forest Field, the Wakokiam, Bisima, New Buchanan. I'm quite convinced that these places are well laid off. They are well structured with pathways along every acres of land, per what he told me. Now, if this is true, back then you will see that before the people build, they will make sure that the road is laid out. Who takes that responsibility? Is it the government that should carry public work, or is it the landowner that should pay public work to go and do the layout of the streets, of the alleys? This is a question that remains unanswered, and I look up to those in authority to make their comments and give their injections and contributions towards this topic, because it is very unique. We cannot have a growing, developing community and we keep going back to the same era. This is all about digging out the facts and making sure that we approach development with a standard and procedures that will suit us and suit international standard. But trust me, if somebody comes from Ghana, just neighbor Ghana, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and a person come to our country and having to visit Buchanan, which is having to be the second capital to the Republic of Liberia. That is a fact, it's established. And the person tells you, but I've been hearing about some community called New Buchanan. I want to go and see New Buchanan. Can you imagine? Look at the name, the beauty of the name, New Buchanan. But if you go there, it almost like this is the old Buchanan, and the old Buchanan may be very unique and be classified as the New Buchanan, simply because there's no road. The government is not. I don't know whether is it the government, but I believe it is the government, because public works is the arm of the government as responsible for roads, for infrastructure, and for infrastructure and that of road constructions. So if they are responsible, what are they doing that we keep making this mistake? Because presently, survey now is as far as State Town, as far as Bijo Town, Niquin. Survey is going on there. What are we doing? It said that the government lack the resources to empower public works to do its work. Or it said that Bassa is just another adamant community. They don't care about anything. I don't want to go political, but I think we need to lift up our antenna and see that we are in error. We are proceeding wrongly. If we need development, if we want to go a better good, I think it will be better for us to follow the standard procedures in establishing a community. Meaning, if the land, mines, and survey, or the land authority people, if they have done their part by laying out the community, that particular parcel or deed should be turned over to public works. Public works should in turn move to that community and lay out the various roads. Now pretty soon we'll be having electricity in the city. So once the road is laid out, it gave ground to the LEC to be able to move in with their poles, their wire, their transmitter, and be able to see how best they can electrify that community. But if we continue to proceed wrongly like this, we just sell land, and once we finish surveying, we just leave it, and public work is not having any attachment to anything that having to do with learning development, then I think we are not doing anything better for us. Today, I've come to just remind you and to open our eye on one thing, and that is, let's follow the proper channel that will bring us better development. We need better development. Let's look at GBCC. GBCC is ideally located for tourism. Very ideally located for tourism. But you know that over the years, we are not looking at it from that perspective of making that particular side of Buchanan very beautiful. Benson River has a natural look. I mean, if you look upon the water, the fresh air, right, it gave you the natural sense of Liberia. But none of us are seeing that. We are looking at a little pitiful bridge that we've built bridges all around. The St. John Bridge is built, the Benson River Bridge is built, we got the Formiton Bridge is built, we got the St. John to number 3 is built, we got other bridges in the county that has been built. But there's one small bridge. Government come, government go, they keep promising, and promising keep not being fulfilled. We beg. Let us look at it from a tourism point. The Grand Bassa University is ideally located for tourism. If you don't know, let me bring your attention to it. We got a lot of influx students that are coming from Sino, from Riverside, from Grand Bassa, some from even Montserrat. And they want to come here to live and go to school across the bridge. But our greatest impediment is that small bridge. The bridge is very small. Per our investments, per our incomes in this county, that is very small. And I want to urge all Liberians, all Bassonians watching me from the diaspora, from every part of the world that you are. Let's look at this particular project and see how best we can make it to come to a faithful and fruitful completion. Let's just take a short break and we'll be right back, and when we are back, we'll give you other historical things that you need to know.
Yeah, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out. I just wanna live fast, I don't wanna look back and say I could've done more than I did now. Sometimes it can be hard, yeah, it can be hard, yeah, it can be hard when you grow up. People fill you with doubt, you start thinking about what you're gonna do now. But we only got one chance and got one life to live. And it's do or die, gotta make it count. So lose your worries, let your problems go on until my whole body burns out. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. Time, I don't wanna waste time, I don't wanna waste time on fake friends. I just wanna get high, I just wanna get high, I just wanna get higher. Sometimes people will try to hold you back from being who you want to. Don't be questioning why, do whatever feels right, find your passion and fight. Cause we only got one chance and got one life to live. And it's do or die, gotta make it count. So lose your worries, let your problems go on until my whole body burns out. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. Only got one chance, got one life to live. And it's do or die, gotta make it count. So lose your worries, let your problems go on until my whole body burns out. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow.
Okay, welcome back. I just wanted you to see something. So now you see, right? So let compare and do the comparison analysis. Those that were before us, 100 years back, that were before us, you see that they were a bit mature. They took time to see how best they could lay out a little space that they dwell in. And it was so unique. You just saw the video. That is the old Buchanan. The Boulevard, the Robert Street, the Preston Street, the Foley Street, the Kilby Street, and all of the Lover Street and Church Street and all of that. The Atlantic Street, they are all laid out. But what is happening now to our new community? I don't want to say we are not doing better, but I want to challenge the government to make sure that public works get to work. I want to challenge the superintendent of this county, because he is from the executive arm and public works fall under his jurisdiction. Public works, land authority, all the land ministries, they fall under the superintendent's control. So, Soup, you're coming into power. Make us to believe that you mean business for Buchanan City. I want you to help us. I want you to push a little further by giving these ministries their responsibilities and making them to function adequately and effectively. Because we want to see a Buchanan that we call New Buchanan to be more developed than the old Buchanan. Even if it is not paved, but at least let the roads be connected. Let the structures, the infrastructures there be to a level. Let public work get to work, because it is public responsibility to tell us, hey, in this other community, yes, at least, though we know that we don't have millionaires in Liberia, but at least people who will be here should be people that, can afford to buy and build this kind of structure. Let's try to set a standard, which I believe it can happen. It can happen. The only way Liberia will be developed is when you and I, when we get seriously busy, when we get seriously concerned about how good we want our community to be. It's not just talking politics, bad-mouthing things, and bullying things and leaving it undone. No. It's about us digging the facts and making sure that everything is done and in accordance, that at least it will meet some international standard. That when people from outside, when they come and they say, I'm going to Buchanan, I want to see New Buchanan, they should be able to see structures, or they should be able to see a layout that will impress them. And then when we say, oh no, this place is a new community, the government is still trying to see how they can pave the road, put a little, street quota and things. Yes, it will be understood. But where we stand, if you just take anybody to New Buchanan and call that community New Buchanan, they will laugh at you. They will play fun of us. And I know us, we are decent people. We are decent people. Let's try to see how we can put our feet to the fire and challenge ourselves. Look at the GBCC bridge. Let's put our leaders to fire. I can remember when former President George Weah, when he did his county tour, when he entered Grand Bassa County, it was Matthew Joe who stood in the pavilion at the time and said, Mr. President, our bridge, our road that leads to our community university is down. Mr. President, our hospital, the street that goes to the hospital is down, it's bad. Look at the name we gave the street, they call New York Street. If you go to the street, you feel bad. It almost for us, we just supposed to call that street Vian Street, because I don't want to call any traditional name. Let me attach it to my name. Because we're from the bush now, we use our little path road and thing. So that road is almost like a pathway. It's not even a straight road that you can look at to see that this is a layout street. I don't know. And when he made those statements, when President Weah in return wanted to address Honorable Joe, he told him, he said, Jay, you and I were at a house there. You know how we used to do it there. You put it in a budget and send it to me. And I will authorize, I will sign it. And I think GBCC bridge have been signed long since and long ago. So while this one bridge can never be completed, is it that the contractors, firms are the cost? Or is it that the money allotted is not coming from the government account as the promise? Or is it that the county is receiving the money and not putting it to the bridge? Or is it the construction company collecting the money and pocketing it and walking away? What is happening? But actually, let us look at our community bridge. It's very much important. I love that place because that place will give us another opportunity to open that road, to get to doing time, and then before you know it, you are to right after the Psalm 83, you'll be right there, Monrovia Highway, which that could be another route. So let us look at the bridge. It's paramount. It's very important to the development and easy asset to our city. Let's go back when the late Superintendent Johnson, when he was in power, people praised his administration. So while other superintendents cannot follow suit, the thing is just learning from other person and being able to go the extra mile. Life is just about copy and paste. Copy and paste means you look at the present life, you copy the good examples or the good things they've done, and then if you are in power now, you try to do or do more. It's not looking at it and just bar-muffing everything. No. Every superintendent has some way of bringing life to Bassa. Let's look at Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell during her term. She had this festival that I really used to love, the Jmors Festival, which brought together traditional people, business people, farmers, fishermen, canoemen, and bar riders, cycle race. There were a lot of activities into that particular thing. And that festival, if we had kept that particular activity running up to today, then that particular program now will be yielding something like $1 million on every festival appearance. But because Superintendent Duncan is not there again, so that aspect of her life, that legacy that she brought, that she have remained, will wipe it out. We say carry it, we now want it. Let's look at legacy Bono when she became city major. She noticed that the entire city was being housed on the pavilion. She says, no. This thing, I think I must fight to get a change, to make a change. And through the help of Bolari, today, she built and constructed the city hall. And today now, all city majors now, they are boasting, their arms are all up, moving to office because they have all the offices they need for the various staffs to function well. What is the next law mayor, the city mayor here doing now? To serve as another bigger picture of development that will surpass the legacy of Morobono. Let's look in from Catholic. Her seats are still there. We are still sitting there cool in the evening when it is dry season. We sit there and we watch the street, we lecture, we have meetings, we have gathering, we have time there. People, is not all about politics. It's time that we put our feet to the fire and get ready to work. Let us not just bar-muff everything. Superintendent Johnson, I am urging you, anybody who watched this particular talk show, please share it with the superintendent. Let him get to know that public works is needed now in our county. We need them now. We want to feel their impact. Many years, I know that they're working here. I know that Ministry of Public Works here. They got public works staffers here. But Their function has never been seen. We won't see it. We won't have a taste of it. We won't enjoy it. We won't feel their presence. Their presence is very unique because their presence will bring alleviation. It will give us access to our various communities. Very easy. We shouldn't only depend on the land authority. They kind of mark house, then they leave it. Then after a few years, those people, or a few months, those people who get their houses, they go and buy pin, they come and pin it and hide it again. Let's make sure the alleys be laid out here. I beg. Let New Buchanan give a little standard. Let it be a New Buchanan that people will love. Let it be a community that people can easily access. All lawmakers and senators, I'm urging you. This is your city. I know you from number 4, you from District 4, Electoral District 4, Electoral District 2, Electoral District 1, Electoral District 5. But know that Electoral District 3 is the seat of all of you guys. By right, all of you guys are supposed to have an office space here functioning effectively for us to be able to have access to you guys. Then you can have your office in your district. You should have a sub office at the capital. But it's difficult. I'm bringing it to you guys' attention. It's all about development. Roots and Rhythm has come to bring our attention to awakening us, to waking us to be able to wake up and do the right thing. We got only one paved street that runs through the city. We ain't got no other street again. So, in case of emergency, and people want to leave the city with speed, with their vehicle, and somebody said right to Portland Junction, nowhere you can pass. You don't care how you run around the whole beginning time, you go right to that Portland Junction before you go to Monroe Junction. Let's think and try to see how we can open our community. There are roads that pass inside Jericho Town and pass to Dark Forest Field and head to Monrovia Junction. There are roads that pass inside Goniga Town and cross over to New Buchanan. Why are we not thinking on such development? Why are we not thinking on these things? So today I've just come to caution you. And in that subsequent time, I will have to bring the public work man here so he and I can have a tete-a-tete. It's just about development to tell us how he feels or what is his role and how can he effectively implement his role. Maybe we don't know. Maybe he too has some lapses. He has some shortcomings. So we can know. Then we can see exactly where to start this particular work because it's very important. Road connectivity is very important to us because when road is there, electricity will easily go there. Water and sewer will easily go there, meaning the community will have access to these things. The community will soon or later be considered a modern and developed community. People watching me, friends, I know that I don't really need million people to believe in me. But I just need a faithful 1 or 2 persons that are willing to work along with me that will get this development work done. It's all about us talking and following it to get it done. So wherever you're watching me from, I want you to troop in your support. And your support could be a comment that will encourage me to move forward. Your support could be a cautioning to the ministries, those of you that got connection to the ministries. You could connect me to them, that I will be able to have access to their informations so that we can have a better way to see the entire development activity being approved and being carried out and our people to live and have these assets to their disposal. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I know times are caught up with me. If I had time, we would go the next 2 hours and I will not get tired. We just drove through few. We look at the development, that means road layout in the city, what is probably we're doing. We look at our community bridge, what is happening there. We look at the old Buchanan and the new Buchanan. What's the difference? the old Buchanan is more developed than the new Buchanan. And the new Buchanan is supposed to be more developed than the old Buchanan. Then the old Buchanan be set as a tourist site. But no, I think we are using the new Buchanan as a tourist site. So let's try to reverse it so we can take our good path that Liberia will be proud of us, that our community will be proud of us, that a generation to come will know that yes, these people that lived before us, they set some standard that we can follow. Thank you so much for watching me. Keep watching. Next Friday, I will be here with another edition. Thank you so much. My name is Jonathan Morris Vanya, and the program you are watching is Root and Rhythm of Bassa. It's a traditional root that unearths the development and the cultural heritage of Bassa. Until then, thank you for watching.
Kenda dese ni mama wen you mete yenga ko ani mama wen mete yenga ko inda ni de kon jendo ngwa ka ke inda de mu do gba tere do de mu jana ba de do keke kedie de mu do gba tere do de mu jana ba de do keke kedie de mu do gba tere do de mu jana ba de do keke kedie in them question in them socket tani go back in them question